Right, let's just jump right into it. Think about it for a second. Your phone is basically your entire life, right there in your pocket. But have you ever really stopped to consider how secure it actually is? Well, we're about to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how an attacker could take control of your most personal device. It's the big question, isn't it? Is your smartphone truly private? We all kind of just assume that our conversations, our photos, our location, that it's all just for us. But is that a safe assumption to make anymore? Just listen to that. That's a direct quote from the material we're looking at, and wow, it is chilling. And the scary part is, this isn't some plot from a sci-fi movie. It's a very real threat, and it operates silently, right from the palm of your hand. Okay, now before we go any further, I have to make something crystal clear. Everything we're about to show you is for one reason and one reason only: education. This is not a how-to guide for hackers. We're breaking this down so that you can understand the threat and, more importantly, build a stronger defense against it. So first things first, let's really define what we're up against here, because what we're talking about goes way, way beyond somebody just guessing your passcode. Right, so when we say hacking in this context, we mean complete and total compromise. An attacker isn't just peeking at your data, they're in the driver's seat. They have total control over your device's functions: the camera, the microphone, your location, all of it. So the big question is, how do they actually pull that off? How do they get that level of control? Well, attackers have a whole toolkit that's always evolving, but most of their strategies boil down to three core methods. First up, you've got malware. The easiest way to think about malware is like it's a digital parasite. It hides inside an app that looks perfectly normal. It could be a game, a photo editor, anything, but once it's inside, its real malicious purpose kicks in, infecting your phone and stealing your information. Then there's phishing. Now, this one is really clever because it doesn't just target your phone's software, it targets you. Phishing is all about deception. It's that fake login page that looks identical to your bank's, or that urgent text that's designed to make you panic and click before you have time to think. And that brings us to what might be their most potent tool: social engineering. Because so often the weakest link in security isn't the code, it's human psychology. It's the art of manipulating someone into willingly handing over the keys to their own digital kingdom. Okay, so we've seen the tools in their toolkit, so how do they put it all together in a real-world scenario? Let's walk through the anatomy of an attack, a sort of digital break-in, step by step. It all starts when the attacker creates what's called a payload. That's the nasty code, and hides it inside an app that seems totally harmless. Then, using social engineering, they trick you into installing it. The moment you open that app, boom, it secretly connects back to the attacker's computer. And just like that, they have attached a kind of digital leash to your phone, giving them remote control. And this is where it gets really chilling. Once that connection is made, the level of access an attacker gets is pretty much absolute. Let's look at exactly what that invasion means for you. For starters, your location. With just a simple command, an attacker can get your phone's precise GPS coordinates. They can see where you are, where you've been, and track your movements in real time, all without you ever knowing it's happening. And then there's your microphone. They can activate it remotely, silently, whenever they want. Just think about that for a second. Any conversation you have within earshot of your phone, at the office, at home, with your family, can be secretly recorded and sent straight to them. It's a total invasion of your digital life. They can pull your entire call history, read every single text message you've ever sent, and sift through all of your photos, your videos, your personal files. Absolutely nothing is off limits. And perhaps most invasively, they can access your cameras, both the front one and the back one. They can literally see through your phone's eyes, turning your most personal device into a surveillance tool pointed directly at you. Okay, that was intense. I get it. But knowing the threat is the first step to defeating it. So now let's pivot. Let's talk about what you can actually do about it. This is your defensive playbook. Let's focus on your defense. These are practical, powerful steps you can take right now. First, be strict about your sources. Stick to the official Google Play or Apple App Stores, and absolutely avoid any cracked or modified software. That's a classic trap. Second, become a gatekeeper for your own data. Really scrutinize those app permissions before you hit allow. Does a simple game really need access to your microphone? If it feels wrong, deny it. Third, practice good digital hygiene. Always keep your phone's operating system and your apps updated. Those updates have critical security patches. And while you're at it, periodically review and just delete apps you don't use anymore. Finally, trust your gut. If you notice your phone's battery draining like crazy or your data usage suddenly spikes, that could be a red flag that something is wrong. So as we wrap this up, let's focus on the single most important takeaway from this entire explainer. The core idea is simple, just like protecting a castle. Fear doesn't build a strong wall, but knowledge does. By understanding how an attacker thinks and operates, you can anticipate their moves and build defenses that actually work. So now you've seen their playbook. You know the steps you can take to stop them. The power is back in your hands. So the final question is, what's the first defensive move you're going to make?